Hello friends, and not yet friends, welcome back to Mary's Test Kitchen, where we're all about vegan fun food. Today we're making my best vegan fried chicken, giving it the KFC treatment with 11 not-so-secret herbs and spices, and popping those well-seasoned, extra crispy patties between toasted buns with fresh juicy tomato, crisp lettuce, and creamy vegan mayo because we can, and because we want to. The vegan fried chicken is actually made of tofu, but with a texture unlike the usual thing. It's tender and full of savory chicken-like flavor on the inside, crispy and crunchy on the outside. It's tofu for tofu lovers and for people who aren't usually especially keen on it. The key to this transformation is in the process, which we'll get right into, but first a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Taylor Brands, an incredible service that I've been using myself and have been blown away by. The platform makes getting custom professional looking logos for your website, newsletters, and business cards super easy, quick, and affordable. Heads up to all you small business owners, freelancers, and entrepreneurs just like me who want to put out a professional image without the cost and hassle of going through graphic designers or companies who may or may not really get your vision. I'm speaking as a former graphic designer myself, but more on Taylor Brands later because we've got sandwiches to make. Let's start with tofu. For this particular recipe, you can use firm or medium firm tofu. Medium firm, though, if you remember, can achieve those layery layers when you freeze and thaw it 2 times without removing it from its package. You should remember this process from such recipes as the best vegan fried chicken, vegan honey butter chicken, vegan General Tso's, and vegan buffalo chicken firm 1. Oh, and most recently, vegan Nashville hot tofu. But if you're new and you haven't watched those yet, the best video to watch for an in-depth process is the first best vegan fried chicken video, and also, and maybe especially, the General Tso's chicken video. The latter one actually goes into what happens when you choose other types of tofu. But if you can only get firm tofu, or you just like it better, that's okay in this recipe. Since we're putting the thing in a sandwich and using way more seasoning, you only have to freeze and thaw it 1 time, but remember, you probably are not going to get those layers. Either way, drain and press it really well to get as much moisture out of the block without squishing too hard and potentially breaking your block of tofu. I'm using only 1 block in this recipe, but pressing 2 blocks because it's here, why not? We can always use the second one later. You can break the tofu apart down the middle to make 2 patties. This medium firm tofu is real delicate, so just using my hands might have not been the best idea ever. Even if you cut with a knife, be gentle and go slowly. What's the rush? Pat those insides too so they get as dry as possible. The more water that goes out, the more flavor that can go in. I feel like I can't stress this enough because if your tofu still tastes beany at the end of this process, it's probably because you didn't get it dry enough to start. So, okay, moving on. Now we're going to replace the moisture with double-strength chicken-style broth. I'm going to mix some with a broth cube, and there are lots of brands of vegan chicken broth. I'll just leave some in the description or the blog post so you can check them out if you don't have a fave yet. You can also try my DIY vegan chicken broth powder, which admittedly isn't as convincing, but it's mainly nutritional yeast, herbs, and salt, so it's really easy to put together. Regular vegetable broth works too, by the way, but it will taste more carroty or celery-ish like regular vegetable broth tends to be. Now I'll use these patties for our sandwiches today. These other 2 can go in a resealable bag. I'll squeeze out all the air as much as I can, and they can be used later today for something else. Just remember that you do have to use them immediately from the freezer, just like I did in my vegan buffalo chicken for 1 video, if you recall. Then drizzle the broth over the tofu. Press the tofu gently with the backs of your fingers so they can soak up the broth the way a sponge would. And this will make the inside of our vegan fried chicken patties actually taste chickenish. Leave them there and we will prepare our dredging mixes. Dry first. A while ago, a list of 11 herbs and spices leaked online and was supposedly the original Kentucky Fried Chicken blend, but there is controversy about it, and KFC officially says it's not even close. But I used the list to start and then tweaked it with a bit of added sugar and changed some of the proportions to what I think KFC tastes like. At least this will taste real good. KFC also uses MSG, which you might be surprised to know I'm not against. A lot of anti-MSG messaging really stems from long ago anti-Chinese sentiment and really just plain old misunderstandings. It's still sodium though, so use in moderation. But in this recipe, I think nutritional yeast along with celery salt and regular salt and sugar give us a good enough approximation without having to go hunt for this flavor enhancer. But if you already have some on hand, you can add a little bit, and I'll have in the blog post your adjustments. Now gently transfer a tofu patty into the seasoned flour. This one wants to break, but with gentle hands we'll scoop it up so it stays together. Baby butterfly fingers, people. Cover lightly with the seasoned flour, and you can pat the flour on a little, but don't use too much force. Do the same with the second one. Now remove them onto a plate. I have this reused parchment paper to make things easier to move around later. I swear, even though it's used, it's clean though, guys. Don't worry. Before we go on to the wet step, add a half cup of Rice Krispies. Well, the big regular brand, like Snap Crackle Pop, are normally fortified with animal-based vitamin D, so choose an organic or vegan labeled one if you want to avoid that. Crush it a little, but you can leave some uncrushed for extra crispiness. For the wet wash, I originally got this idea from you guys in the comments. Mix a 1/4 cup of chickpea flour with the same amount of water. In previous vegan fried chicken videos, I used vegan egg by Follow Your Heart, which is really great, but honestly it's a bit pricey and can be hard to get, so this chickpea mix works great as an alternative, and chickpea flour is super inexpensive and way more easy to find. It will look a little like thin pancake batter. Now, gently cradle in a patty to the wet wash. Use your hand like a spatula to get all the way underneath before flipping to coat the other side. Let the excess drip off. Then place it back onto the seasoned flour, now with Rice Krispies. This second patty will be more of a challenge, but we don't back down around here, do we? Get all the way under there. And we're okay. Cover them like before, making sure to get the sides. And now's a good time to prep our sandwich fixins. Just get them ready to go so we can toast the buns and assemble the sandwiches right after we finish frying. It's honestly revolutionary. Taylor Brands is an online platform where you can instantly create a custom logo for your business. Whether you're full-time freelancing like I used to do, or have a side hustle, maybe you're starting a food company or other small business, or you're an entrepreneur with many streams, having a beautiful professional logo is important. With Taylor Brands, you can use their online AI to narrow down your custom logo. I'm making one for Rouse's new channel, Catterday. Pick a name-focused, image-focused, or combination style. Go for an abstract image or something more specifically you. You can go back and forth as many times as you like to find the options that really represent you or your brand. Until you come up with something perfect. Once you create your logo, it's saved. You can customize it further, changing fonts, colors, and placement right there easily. I actually love this one, but I've actually already made one before this demo and I have my heart set on it. Which one do you like better? Let me know in the comments below. When you buy your logo, it's yours forever and you have full rights to it. And with these subscription plans, you can access it from the platform in all the different formats you will ever need. You can do monthly or biannually and choose a plan that really suits your needs. They start at like $4 to $16 a month. And even then, the full premium cost for the year is far less than what you spend on a graphic designer who you'll go back and forth with My clients have spent hundreds, if not thousands, narrowing down a single logo with the basic files, not even including business card and letterhead designs. The branding industry is shook, let me tell you. I'm going to demo more for you because I'm so excited, and I would totally recommend this to my small business clients if this had been around back then. If you don't want to wait though, check out the link in the description and get 20% off everything. It's such a good deal already, and then 20% off on top of that. I genuinely hope you give it a try. It's so worth it. For frying, I'm using canola oil as usual, heated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You can use any oil that's safe to that temperature, and I recommend using a thermometer for the best results. I, however, am using the chopstick method today. Really not the best, but I'm used to it after all these years of frying. When the oil is hot, carefully transfer one of your coated tofu patties. Make sure it's well coated, but tap off any excess flour as best as you can. Don't be afraid of the oil. Just slide it in as closely to the surface as possible so it doesn't splash. The second patty is our troublemaker, so just be gentle and careful. The spatula really helps keep things together. But just so you know, if yours breaks apart, when you go to fry them, just place the pieces really close to each other, like kind of touching, so that when it fries, it actually will kind of get stuck to each other. So you'll have a whole patty, even if you made it out of pieces of patty. Fry for 2 minutes per side, keeping the oil temperature steady between 350 and 360 degrees. So after the first 2 minutes, you should have a nice deep golden brown color on the bottom. Carefully flip and use more utensils as you need to help you do that without splashing. The crust on the bottom should be more sturdy now, so that'll help. And like I said, you only need 2 minutes more. Do not overcook these. Then you can transfer both patties onto a wire rack or use paper towels to soak up the oil. They can rest for 5 minutes, which is the perfect amount of time to lightly toast some buns under the broiler or over your gas flame. You can do yours however you like, but I'm starting with some aquafaba mayo on the crowns first. Then lettuce. Break the stiff stems in the middle so they can lay flat. And add a big juicy slice of summer-ripe tomato on each. And on the bottom, you can do some vegan cheese. Today I'm using chow slices in herb and garlic flavor. Then our hot, best vegan fried chicken patties. And there we have our best vegan fried chicken burgers. Good enough to sell, to be honest. I know many of you have food startups selling in farmers markets and such, because every so often I get messages from you guys asking if you can use my recipes for commercial purposes and other advice. To which I say, yes, once you make this, it's yours. You're obviously going to put your own spin on it, and I want you to take my recipes and go wild. Start your own home-based business. Get it on a food truck. Anything that your area really needs. Check out this wild crunch, though. And this wild texture. It's wildly juicy on the inside, too. Better have some coleslaw and mac salad to calm down. Let me get in further and show you. Because once you buy the logo, it is totally yours. But I love that you can download all the different formats whenever you need them. No going back and forth with your graphic designer. No panic when they're on vacation and you need to make a deadline. With the basic plan, you get high quality images you can use right away, stored there so you can download them anytime. Like if for some reason your computer or hard drive dies, they are there. You can use their watermark tool to stamp your logo on any images or documents to protect your digital assets. And super fun, when there are any holidays coming up, they give you a seasonalized version of your logo so you can use that on anything, like seasonal promotions. With the standard plan, you get everything in basic. Then if you need the print version with all the right colors, there it is. a vector file that can be resized forever for anything without getting pixely, from t-shirts to billboards. Create your business card and letterhead design in a snap. Presentations, business decks for your invoices and proposals, boom, there you go, automatic. Even automatically get your logo on merch. Merch, for goodness sakes. How cute is this? Don't you want this shirt? Don't you want this hat? I can't, guys. The brand book function is also super helpful if you ever want to work with an advertiser, get your ad in the paper, magazine, whether it's a physical kind or online. It's always going to look perfect because you can send the brand book over to make sure the people on that side have everything right up to industry standards. There's honestly so much more Tailor Brands can do for you. There's so many tools at your fingertips to help you represent your brand online and in real life, professionally polished and with so little time and effort. This will save you so much money versus using a graphic designer or a company. Plus, it allows you to be way more nimble when launching social media campaigns or customizing for seasonal changes. Like I said, I really hope you give them a try. It's not like I'm getting commission if you use that 20% off code. It's just for you. But like personally, I'm literally blown away. I know this is the world's longest sponsored message, but I could just not give you the short spiel. Like I'm just way too impressed as like a former graphic and web designer and current small business owner. The future, my friends, is now. Thank you so much to Tailor Brands once again for sponsoring this video for the best vegan fried chicken sandwich and helping me create Rouse's new logo for Catterday, the channel for peaceful, calming videos all about senior cat life and hint, sort of trying to get you guys to also adopt senior cats. Anyways, thank you so much for spending time with me, and to my channel members for helping out with monthly support. Please give this video a like if you liked it and subscribe if you haven't already for more vegan fun food. Bye for now.